welcome back to FTL. We are doing a playthrough on easy mode using the Zoltan ship, and we just completed Sector 5, so let's jump forward to Sector 6. We are going to go to the Zoltan-controlled sector because that is not a hostile one. And let's see what we've got around. Nothing in the immediate vicinity. Here we get some free loot, which is nice. Actually going to spend some of that to fully upgrade my door system because we are woefully under-equipped to deal with boarders, and those doors will go a long way towards helping with that. We have an unmanned scout. It's got a missile launcher and cloaking, but I should be able to disable both of those without too much difficulty. I'm actually not even going to bother to cloak until it takes down my Zoltan shield. And with any luck, my Ion Blast will have disabled its weapons by that point anyhow. Cloak to dodge that missile. Didn't work, but it didn't hit anything critical. And this fight is pretty much taken care of. Alright. It's an asteroid field. I don't feel like messing about with that, so we'll just jump and fight another ship. Another unmanned scout ship. This one doesn't even have cloaking, so it'll be even easier. I would love to find one more offensive weapon that only requires 2 power instead of the 3 this hull laser 2 does, because then I wouldn't be depending solely upon the halberd beam for damage. But I will take what I can get. We have boarders on the ship, and they're all up there. So I'm going to have the Engi flee and the Mantis take these guys out. These reinforced doors are going to make these 2 guys take a long time to get through. Looks like there are more in my cloaking room as well, which is unusual. Usually you don't see more than 4 boarders at a given time. Make sure my human crew member doesn't take too much damage there. I'm going to do a little bit of shuffling to make sure that they get to heal up. So, okay, it's a 3-on-2 fight, but it's in my med bay, so I will win. And I won't lose any crew members, and my Mantis will get some combat experience, which is always good. In the meantime, I'm going to send these Engi to start fixing up my systems that the boarders damaged. And with that, let's check out this store. Okay, there's a heavy laser 2, which again requires 3 power, so it's not going to be very useful for us. The hull beam only requires 2 power, but it's a beam weapon, so it doesn't pierce shields. However, with the Ion Blast 2, this may actually be a viable piece of equipment for us. And in fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell this hull laser 2, buy a hull beam instead, fix up my ship, buy some fuel, and leave it at that for now. Now, when I max out my weapon capacity, I'll have 2 very good beam weapons, and the best weapon in the game when it comes to taking down enemy shields. So if I make it to the final boss, I'm pretty confident I can destroy it with this loadout. Just have to get there first. More Zoltan research. More free scrap. And we can max out our weapons. Excellent. Now, if I turn off my medbay for the time being, I am fully loaded. This is going to be a lot of fun, I suspect. Something odd strikes you about a moon in the distance. Let's check it out. My goodness, we found some scrap and a free Pegasus missile launcher. The Pegasus missile launcher fires 2 missiles at the same time, which do 2 damage each. It's probably my favorite missile launcher aside from the Artemis. I may not end up using it just because I'm already maxed out for power, and these 2 beam weapons are going to be less situationally useful and more general use than the Pegasus will be. We have some missiles, some drone parts, and quite a bit of scrap, which is always welcome. I am going to buy 3 bricks of power and upgrade my engine. That way I can run all of my systems and have some power to spare. There's another store over there, and I'm just going to go ahead and sell that Pegasus now. Especially because a Breach Bomb level 2 is available. That is really good. I'm not going to be able to afford it with just 40 scrap, so I'm just going to buy some fuel instead. I'm pretty happy with this current weapon loadout, so I'm just going to go with that. Here we come across a rebel ship hiding behind the beacon. It's got 3 levels of shields, but my Ion Blast should not take too long to knock those down. Especially since while the hull beam will not cut through shields to do damage, the halberd beam will. So with a little careful targeting, and some cloaking to dodge a missile, yes, I am all set to just rake this guy with beam weapons. That's a really good surrender reward, so I will take it. And it's time to jump to the exit. And here we can repair some damage for scrap. Not damage, don't need it. And the 7th sector of the game will be a civilian sector, which is good news. It'll be a little bit friendlier. Got an enemy ship down here. Let's go check that out. Pirate offering a bribe. Not interested. I have to wait a little while for my Ion Blast to take his shields down far enough that I can actually do some damage, but now that the damage has been done, this fight should go pretty quickly. No, I don't think I will take your bribe. Having 2 beam weapons is a lot of fun. It can be very difficult to use if you don't have an ion weapon as your 3rd weapon slot, but if you do, oh man, you can see it makes these fights much easier. Let's see. We could cloak and access the cache without the fight, but I'm not worried about this guy as far as a threat, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick a fight with him. He's got an Ion Blast 2 of his own, which is going to take my shields down pretty quickly, but I've got cloaking to dodge that missile of his, so I'm not terribly concerned. Yep, took him out without any damage. Not bad. And we get some bonus scrap and an anti-ship drone, which I will not use, but which will be nice to sell later on. We can carefully cut a ship out with our beam weapon. We get even more scrap, and there's a store right there, so that was good timing. Let's see what they've got. Alright, they've got drone control and a defense drone for sale, so we'll definitely get at least one. I'm going to sell off those drones we're not using. buy drone control. Like I thought, we got a system repair drone, but that's okay. I still have more than enough scrap to buy that defense drone, buy a little bit of fuel just to be safe, and finally, max out my shields. So now we are in extremely good shape upgrade-wise. We have a mercenary here. I'm a little concerned about the rebel fleet, so I actually am going to have him delay them. You can see they were getting a little bit close to the path I'm going to have to take to get to the exit. We have an empty sector here. I'm very happy with my current upgrades, so I'm actually just going to head straight for the exit of this sector. I don't think there's much reason for me to dawdle around here. We have more intruders on the ship. Looks like they're in my sensor room and probably the other adjacent areas. So I'm going to go ahead and open all of these doors to the vacuum and then do a little bit of crew juggling to make sure that they don't get anywhere particularly dangerous. You can see they've already almost suffocated because it took them so long to get through there. And with that, they are dead, and the threat has been resolved. I really, really like having fully upgraded doors. There's another store down there, but I don't really have the scrap for it. I'm just going to head for the exit and make this a quicker update. Heavily damaged Federation ship is hiding in the nebula. We lose track of them, but with our long-range scanner upgrade, we can actually keep track of them. Because of that, we get a new crew member, who I don't actually need, so I'm just going to send him on his way. And now we can jump out to the final sector. I don't normally recommend just running for the next sector like this, but I'm really happy with our current upgrade situation, so I don't think it'll be a mistake in the long run. And we unlocked an achievement for, I forget, not upgrading one of your systems throughout the game. Alright. You can see we've got 2 hostile encounters between us and these repairs, but it looks like we might be able to visit all 3 repair stations on the way to the enemy flagship. So, this is a pretty friendly final sector as far as they go. Just got significantly less friendly with this particular automated ship, but I think we'll be okay. Worst comes to worst, I'll just jump away. Bit of creative reactor juggling. Let me turn on my defense drone and shoot down that one last missile. It's worth spending the one drone just to avoid the extra damage and hassle that entails, and we get some nice scrap out of that as well. I'm probably going to be dumping all of my remaining scrap into engine upgrades and reactor power. That way I can get as much evasion as possible before I fight the final boss. We've got the one defense drone, which is decent, but it's not going to render us completely immune to the missile attacks. We have another rebel ship. This one has dual missile launchers. That's rather nasty. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my defense drone now. Now it's just a matter of waiting for the ion blast to take their shields down. It's a nice satisfying little X marks the spot I've made on their ship with my beam weapons. They're offering me a pretty good reward for letting them survive, but I'm pretty sure my laser's about to destroy them anyway, so might as well kill them off. There we go, we got quite a bit more scrap for that, so that was worth it. I can buy another brick of reactor power. And it looks like the Rebel flagship is going to overtake that last repair point, but that's okay, we're in very good shape. Here we could elect to fight a Rebel ship or just jump away. I'm going to fight them because I would love to get like one more reactor upgrade out of this run before I fight the final boss. And I don't think these guys can actually bust through my shield with that weapon loadout, so I feel pretty safe fighting these guys. Oh, that's a Burst Laser 3 there, so he can actually punch through my shield if he times his attacks right. Fortunately, the AI is not very good at doing that. And they're already trying to escape. And they probably won't get the chance. Yep, there we go. Got them just before they jumped away. Get some nice scrap. And we saved some refugees, so no bonus reward for that, but we get to feel good about ourselves. And now we have plenty of reactor power for our needs, so I think it is time to fight the Rebel flagship. And I will do that next time. See you then.